time for us. Kindly introduce yourself.
Thank you. My name is Dr. Godfrey Wamai, and I work with Atlantis Life Science, a company based in Kenya, a pharmaceutical company. So we deal with animal health products. And today we are here in this farm just to offer some of our technical services to this farmer.
Okay. Maybe you can tell us the importance of vaccination.
Thank you. As you are all aware that diseases come at a cost. Now, diseases, there are so many costs that are associated with diseases. And one of the direct costs that comes with diseases is mortalities. So if birds get sick, you lose birds. So that is one of the costs that comes with diseases. Number two, if there are birds that are already maybe, for example, they are laying, another cause that comes is there will be loss of production. So you'll find if they were laying, then they will cease from laying. If they were for broilers or improved where we are laying them for meat, then you find that even the growth rate is affected, the weight is affected. Another cause that comes with diseases is the cost of medication. So some drugs are very expensive when you are dealing with certain conditions. So that is another cost that comes with diseases. Another cost that is associated with diseases is the cost of decontamination. Because, for example, assume a farm there is an outbreak of a serious disease, the farmer will need to do some decontamination. So you'll have to clear the whole flock, then do some cleaning and disinfection, and then you'll have to let that house for a certain period of time. So that is also another major cost that comes with diseases. And finally, another cost that comes with diseases is the risk of zoonosis. That is what I mean by zoonosis. These are diseases that shift from animals to humans. So a disease can come from humans to animals or animals to humans. So those are some of the costs that comes with diseases. And with that, there are all reasons for you to prevent your birds from getting sick. And as you are aware, diseases, there are so many ways of preventing diseases. That is number one. You have to maintain a very good biosecurity environment. That means you prevent a lot of entrance of diseases in and out of the farm. There are biosecurity measures that we put in place for every farm to ensure that we prevent that. Another way of controlling diseases is through vaccinations. There are certain diseases that you don't treat, or maybe they don't have treatment. For example, the viral diseases. And a good example is Newcastle. Newcastle, there is no way you can treat. You just need to prevent through vaccinations. There is another disease called Gumbolo. You have to vaccinate. Another disease that you need to vaccinate is infectious Coryza. For our case today, we are doing vaccination against infectious Coryza because currently this disease has become so endemic in every part of this country. And we are really encouraging farmers to vaccinate against infectious Coryza. Infectious Coryza generally is a bacterial disease caused by a bacteria called by a bacteria that has 3 strains, and therefore it's very hard to treat this disease with the various medications that we have. So the best way and the best option nowadays is to do vaccinations. As Atlantis Life Science, we have a vaccine against infectious Coryza, Colivac, by the name Colivac. It has the 3 serotypes that ensures that there is broad protection against all the strains of infectious Coryza. Because we have found that if a farm is affected by infectious Coryza, especially layers, it can affect production for up to 40%. So 40% production decrease. So it has become a very serious disease, and nowadays a farmer cannot keep birds without vaccinating against infectious Coryza.
Okay, maybe you can give us some of the symptoms that are associated with infectious Coryza.
One of the classical signs that you see with infectious Coryza, you see some swelling around the eye. It might be one eye, which is around the eye or both eyes. And what you will see with this bird is that the morbidity, or what we say, the infection, it spreads very fast among the birds, but mortality is not that huge. But then what happens is that when the bird is affected in the eye, it's very painful. So that means that bird will starve. So majority of the birds will die because of starvation. And then also it will lower the immunity of this bird. So that means any opportunistic disease will come in and attack the birds and then kill the bird or complicate the whole story. So to be on the safe side, we recommend that to be able to protect yourself against infectious coryza, number one, you have to maintain a very good biosecure environment. And number two, you have to do vaccination timely. Usually vaccination it starts from week 5 with infectious coryza. You can do it once, but in areas where the disease is very endemic, it's very rampant, we advise that you do 2 injections 8 weeks apart. So you do 5 weeks at day 5 or week 5, then you wait another 8 weeks, then you do a second dose. But if the disease is not a very major problem in that locality, you can do it once, but majorly we advocate for 2 vaccinations in a year.
A farmer who wishes to get this vaccine or Coryvac, where does he get it?
Okay, Atlantis, as I said, we deal with these vaccines, infectious coryza vaccine by the name Coryvac. You can visit your nearest agrovet near you, and then you'll be able to find the vaccine. And then also you can even contact us through the office numbers or even our personal numbers. And apart from even selling, we do farm visits. We visit the farmers. We give them advice on how to make sure that their business or their poultry business becomes a viable business. So Atlantis Life Science, you can even go to online, to website, to YouTube. You go and do search Atlantis Life Science, and then you'll find us there. You can ask any question. We'll be able to answer you promptly, and you'll be assisted. So Atlantis is there for you, and we say that Atlantis Life Science for better life.
Okay, my name is Jacqueline Chamutai, and I am the one who is in charge of this farm. I'm the one who manages, and the farm is called Imperial Chicks, or if you like another name is Loyal Birdsmen. Okay. Yeah, normally we deal with layers, and of late we have started with improved kienyeji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe about today you can just tell us, I saw the intervention of doctors. What were you really doing today?
Okay, today we were doing the vaccination, and this vaccination was Coryza, for Coryza sickness and salmonella or for typhoid. And for real, it was tough, but because of the intervention of the doctors, it has been quite a successful process. Because of one, I liked the doctors because they are very quick, they are very flexible, and that is why we have just used just a short period of time vaccinating these 3,700 chicks. I know it isn't an easy task, but because of their cooperation, it is a success, and we really appreciate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you can also tell us what really motivated you to do poultry farming and like bee farming or dairy farming?
Okay, like any other business, before you enter into a business, you normally have so many considerations. And what made me to opt for this is first, it depends also on the resources. Second, with the poultry farming, you get the benefits are more than the dairy farming. You don't have to engage yourself in so many things like in dairy farming or in any other farming. Like now for this, though it is not easy from day 1 to 4 months, but after 4 months, you get the quick money. You see? So, but in dairy, you have to use so many resources, like in one cow, you have to spend, and then you get later on. But for the poultry farming, it's vice versa. Okay. So there are so many aspects which made me to opt for this. And initially, for me, I like poultry farming from childhood. Though when I grew up, I was motivated by so many friends. Most of them, even we didn't know each other, including even my daktari. He is one of my mentors, and he has been journeying with me. Yeah, Dr. Wamaya has been journeying with me a lot.
Okay.
Yes, so I never gave up. I never gave up in any way. Despite there are so many challenges in poultry farming, but when you are determined, you are there to go.
Okay. Since now you have mentioned the challenges that are in poultry farming, can you take us some of the challenges and the precautions that one should take to have successful poultry farming?
Okay, I can say just, though despite there are so many challenges, but few are the common ones. And this is especially if you are not so keen, especially when you take a day-old chick, you have to be very, very careful. One, you have to give them, heating source must be constant. Because if you don't provide heat for the chicks, it produces later on it brings some problems. Two, feeding program. And that is why I normally tell my friends, if you are not ready for poultry farming, don't start. Because the biggest part of the poultry farming is feeds. So if you have no resources for feeds, that means your project will not go anywhere. So you have to make sure you follow the feeding program to the dot. And if you don't feed your chicks well, the growth rate will be they will not grow in the uniform style. And another thing is, most of them will grow they will just come with stunted growth, which is not so good. They will consume more. For you think you will feed them with the resources you have, or you are reducing the cost, but in the real sense, you will use more. So, feeding program has to be followed properly. Third, you have to follow the vaccination program. Just as you have seen what we have done today, this is almost the fourth vaccination. Then we are still remaining with other vaccination to complete the circle before we start about boosting and all. So, the main challenge with the poultry farming is diseases. That is the main challenge. Other challenges are minor, but the main challenge with poultry farming is diseases. At times, your cuckoos start from nowhere, they become sick, especially if you are not aware of monitoring your chicks, you will lose a lot. And the only way to eradicate the diseases from the farm is to follow the precautions. Like one, hygiene must be of high standard. Two, you have to follow the biosecurity reasons, like always disinfecting the compound, putting the disinfectant in the footpath. Make sure always before you enter to the poultry house, you are wearing the correct garments, like gumboots, apron or overall or dust coat, because those ones they will help a lot. And also you have to always not to allow the strangers to enter or people from another place, especially when you are not sure of who you are welcoming to the poultry house. So if you follow all those precautions, then diseases will be of low standard, because most of them they are for avoiding. But if you don't do all this, obviously, even if the sickness enters the poultry, that means everything will be swept away. And we normally try our level best, though nobody reaches 100%, but we really try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody who is watching you outside there and deciding or planning to start poultry farming and more so on layers, what kind of an advice you would give?
Okay, one, I will encourage others. Really, poultry farming is the best commercial business you can start. Whether you have little finances, you can even start with 50, you start with 100, 200, it doesn't matter. And for me, I can encourage, poultry farming doesn't have big farmers and small farmers. Every person is like when we started from kienyeji. The original kienyeji we are brought up used to. So slowly by slowly you come then until now you create the mind of business, because you can't create the mind of business if you don't love something. So I would encourage, or I would advise whoever is willing to start poultry farming, don't be scared of anything, because so long as you are ready, you are ready with the structures, you are ready with the materials like drinkers, feeders and whatever, and you have capital to kick off, don't be scared of anything. Because even like when you set aside money for feeds, it doesn't mean that you will set aside the whole amount for 4.5 months. No, just for starting. And once you start, even you will not know when they will start laying, because you will find yourself already you are collecting eggs, because slowly by slowly, so long as you have somewhere you are resourcing the money from, especially for feeds. Then if you follow all those precautions for farm, then I assure you, you will not be discouraged or disappointed with poultry farming. Because I have done this for many years. Not only me, even my friends, we are so many, and I have never seen one giving up. It doesn't mean that it is a smooth journey, but it has what we call motivation. Each and every time you motivate yourself, your friends motivates you, and you find yourself reaching where you are targeting. Yeah.
Maybe as we close it down, what your part in short concerning poultry farming?
Okay. You don't know, I can't give like a direct answer, but you know now, as I have been encouraged from the word go to start this poultry farming, to run the poultry farming, and those even who encouraged me, I see them continuing. Somebody started with 500, 1,000, and now you find someone already, he or she has already 5,000. Some are even targeting 10,000, and already they are there. And even me, I will not give up. I will not give up.
Okay.
Yeah, so because I know this one, it doesn't only help me. It helps so many people there outside. There are so many people, because once these eggs go outside, they are feeding so many people. Not only my family, not only the family of my neighbor, but so many people. So this project is really beneficial, not only through finances. It doesn't just that it gives me money, because for me, I love this. I really love it. Even if you cut my blood right now, it can even split talking about cuckoos. Cuckoo is my pet. You see, cuckoo is my pet. And even if they can talk, even when I enter to the poultry house, you see them. They start even like laughing, especially for the big ones. When you enter there, for the stranger, they demonstrate something else. But for you, the owner, especially when you treat them with love. Because for me, I normally believe in one thing. Love is the center of everything. Whenever you do something, even if it is this small bird, just do it with love. Just as we normally do with the kids or with the family members, even this one. And even when you do that, without even giving something extra, they are very okay.
Where do you see yourself in 2 years or 3 years to come in terms of poultry farming?
So far, very far.
Okay.
Very, very, very far.
Okay.
Like now, you see now, like we have, in the farm we have 6,000.
Yes.
Okay? It's just 5,700. Yes. But now, not even 2 years, you have gone a further.
Yes.
In a period of 1 year, God willing, because at times we do plan, but you find God is planning something else. God willing, within a period of 1 year, we are adding to 10,000. And we know it is very possible.
Yes.
Yeah, because we believe once you have set your mind or you have your goals, always God grants the grace for you to reach there. Because where there is a will, There is a way. You can't find a way when your willpower is nowhere. But when you have willpower within you, fighting you, do this and do that, you find yourself reaching where you didn't plan to. Because so long as your mind is broad, you are not just stagnant in one place. So with this, for me, I believe, in a period of 1 year, God willing, the only problem we have is the supply of chicks are not so positive. That is the only problem. Like this one, we ordered several months ago, but we just got them recently. So you see, if we had them, like now, we could have now like another one like this, but this one, they are already in another stage, you see. Okay. So seeing ourselves there, it is our great pleasure, and we know we will reach there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Most welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for the doctors who guided us through. We believe that the work they are doing is so good, so blessed, led by Dr. Wamai. We really appreciate and the good work you have done. Yes. We are always motivated when we receive visitors to us. Okay. So God bless you. God bless the work of your hands. As you motivate us, I believe also you are motivated in one way or the other. So thank you so much.